What has he
But they
done?
did do it.
Messi has changed American soccer. No one was watching MLS before. What has this guy actually done for Major League Soccer other than be a big pain in the absolute ass for every single person?
First national headline. Noah, this is a topic that we discussed on our last show regarding one Lionel Messi. Ever heard of him? Inter Miami player. He's kind of good, I guess. Anyway, we were discussing on our last show whether he should be and if he would be suspended from Inter Miami's next MLS match after skipping the MLS All-Star. He no-call-no-showed the All-Star game.
Can't do that, folks.
You can't. I do support a no-call-no-show in some circumstances. I think it's a sick move. When we're talking about the MLS All-Star game, it's not going to be received well necessarily if you do that, particularly if you are the greatest player in the history of the sport. Noah, you were saying that they had to suspend him. I was saying that I think they probably have to, but weren't going to do it based on how Don Garber had been talking about it. It felt like he was laying the groundwork to not do it to me. But you were right. They did do it. And Messi ended up suspended for the Cincinnati game, which they drew 0-0. Yeah. Jorge Mas, Inter Miami owner, had a press conference about it, and he said Messi is not happy.
Sure, buddy.
So that, I mean, they need to keep him happy. So if he actually is I don't know how unhappy he actually is.
It's like I said, Ari, he needed a rest. What's wrong with having a rest on the most important match of the entire year?
For the Cincy match, you mean?
Yeah.
The game.
Both. Yeah, both. All-Star game, most important, obviously.
No, I mean, I'm surprised they actually did it just because of how Garber was talking about it. But then Garber's follow-up quotes I thought were pretty funny, where he was basically just like, no one has done more for the sport in this country than Lionel Messi. And honestly, he literally was saying, he was like, he might even be right that this rule is outdated and unnecessary. We're going to look at that. But for now, we unfortunately have to adhere to it. And it's just like, dude, just suspend him. Like, you don't need to.
Why is he going?
Because they're trying to have it both ways.
That's
of like,
so cowardly.
You're right, and we don't want to do this to you, our holy son, but we have to. We're not doing it because we want to. We're doing it because we have to, and all that stuff. But they.
What has he done?
They did do it.
I'm sorry. I see this argument all the time, and this is a complete aside, but I'm going to victory lap here, I guess, a little bit. I do not understand the argument that people are saying Messi has changed American soccer. No one was watching MLS before, and now Messi. Guess what? There's less people watching MLS now. You know why? Because it's on fucking Apple TV. And you know why? Because Messi gets a large chunk of that. There are less viewers on average per match watching now in MLS than there were in the previous ABC and ESPN deal, okay? What are you talking about? You're not growing the TV. You're not growing the TV. Revenue-wise, maybe, but Messi gets like 90% of his shirts. I mean, don't quote me on this, but like 90% of his shirt sales. He literally gets a chunk of all of the TV money. He gets a chunk of the ticket sales. He probably owns half of Inter Miami at this point. What has he done for American soccer? I ask again. All he does is take games that are supposed to be played in Columbus and move them to Cleveland. Why are the Columbus Crew playing in Cleveland? Nobody knows, because of Messi. Thank you for growing the game in Cleveland, which will never have an MLS team. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Messi. You've grown the game here in America. When called upon to be an advocate for this league at a semi-international level, you can say that the All-Star game is stupid, that it's bullshit, that it's just theatrics. I agree with you, but that's not the point. If you are truly an ambassador for the league, someone who is trying to grow the sport in this country and has grown the sport in this country, you show up, you shake some hands, you kiss some babies, you do the little skills challenge, you play 5 minutes in the All-Star game, and you go home, okay? Every single person in MLS did that. They had a great time, smiling faces. It's a fun thing. Get to be on Speed Stream. Probably would have had a 1 billion view clip of Speed going up and saying, "Oh, Messi, bro, Ronaldo's better than you," and Messi going, "I don't speak English." Like that would have been awesome. He doesn't do interviews. He won't do anything. Like, this guy isn't grown shit except bring fans to Inter Miami games. And guess what? They're not even selling out the Inter Miami games now. So I ask again, Ari, what has this guy actually done for Major League Soccer other than be a big pain in the absolute ass for every single person and allow for just bending of the rules at all junctures? And Don Garber's over here groveling about it. Like, have some Have some respect for yourself, sir. You have created. Listen, a lot of people don't like Don Garber. I don't have a feeling either way, to be honest with you. You have grown this league into something that is actually massive. Have some respect for yourself. Have some respect for yourself. Messi hasn't grown the game in the US at all. I promise you that. Maybe there's some stuff on the margins here, but if you look at the numbers, the league was doing fine before. The league will be doing fine after. This is a blip on the radar.
Damn, that was hot.
That's how I feel.
I guess as for Messi's effect on the league and the sport and the country as a whole, I mean, I don't know. I think there's truth to what you're saying in a lot of ways. If I was devil's advocating just for the sake of
absolutely
discussion, I think it is undeniable that it's undeniable that literally any club in the world, Inter Miami or otherwise, that has Messi on it, there's just automatically a different type of spotlight that comes with that.
True.
And like with Inter Miami specifically, I think we've seen a lot of examples of like people from all around the world following that team specifically because of Messi that otherwise wouldn't be. And I mean, I don't know about the viewership numbers, but I know that supposedly there was a lot of season pass subscriptions that were like in large part because of that. So I think like just
they came out with the viewership numbers at the All-Star game, and we're giving like unique viewers per match, and it was like 180 to like something like that, 180,000 to 200,000, something around there. And when it was on actual TV, the unique viewers on average per match was closer to 300,000. So the access, sure, absolutely, people are paying to watch Messi, but the amount of people paying to watch Messi, are they going to stay paying for that when Messi leaves? No,
that's the question. Like, I mean, I don't know if you can say that definitively. For all we know, there could be people out there who get season pass because they want to watch Messi games, and then they find out that they do enjoy following the league.
If they're a Chicago Fire fan.
And they do stick around, or maybe they'll stay Inter Miami fans. I don't know. Or maybe they'll like from following the league in a way they otherwise wouldn't from watching Messi. They find out they like another team, or they just find out that they enjoy the league. I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's maybe part of the logic there. But I mean, I do think that any team that Messi's on, like I said, is going to have a spotlight on it that it would not otherwise have. And like what you were saying about Cleveland, like, yeah, I agree that it was silly and kind of an affront to Lower.com Field in Columbus that they moved that out of their normal home and played it in Cleveland. But like the thing of them having to move it to
they didn't sell out that game, by the way.
But I mean, what was the attendance figure? Like 50 or 60K? Yeah. So like there was still a really high number, way higher than they could have fit at Lower.com Field. I'm not saying that means that they should have moved it, but it's like that's the thing is like no other player has the effect where they are literally moving stadiums to accommodate like tens of thousands of more.
I guess it was 60K. Maybe they did sell it out. I don't know.
It was a huge number either way, whether they sold it out or not. So like that's just another thing that like he brings to the league, that he uniquely brings to any league that he's
but
in.
They're not coming to watch MLS. They're coming to watch Messi. And my whole thing is like, yes, I agree with you that he brings such a unique moment. And what I will 100% argue is the brand value of Inter Miami is the highest. It used to be LA Galaxy, right? Everyone knew who LA Galaxy were across the world because they were just the staple of American soccer, right?
Beckham and all that, yeah.
Now you can go to any country in the world and see an Inter Miami jersey. And that's just true.
I see him in Seattle.
Yeah,
all the time. In Seattle, yeah.
All the time. Undeniably, Inter Miami's value has grown as a brand. That said, I don't think that it's growing the game or the brand of MLS or anything like that. Like, I just, and I guess this is all to victory lap and say, yeah, you deserve to be suspended. You are not bigger than this league. You are not. This league was around before you. It will be around after you. I'm not saying it's an honor for Messi to play in this league. I understand that this league is stupid and dumb and weird, but it's also my league that I love and that I watch. And I don't understand, one, Don Garber groveling, two, Jorge Mas chirping, shut up, three, Messi being upset. You knew what was going to happen. Someone told him that this was going to happen and he still chose to do it. Okay. Like, you can't play the victim here. You chose not to go to something and you're getting suspended for a game. Grow up. Like, if they would have just said nothing, no one would be talking about this. Is that not true?
I don't know how much I make of the quote that Moss had where he said that like Messi is very upset.
I don't believe him.
I'm sure he was like not thrilled to get suspended, but like I think I said it on kickoff, but I seriously doubt he was like at his mansion flipping tables over it.
No,
like,
exactly.
I think Jorge Moss was just saying like he's very upset because like he wants it to be out there that he's like a competitor and he like wants to play in the games.
If he's a competitor, he should play.
Like I until we hear reports of like a actual crash out, I don't think that that's probably what happened. But
I love Messi, man. I do. Like he's been one of my favorite players forever. Yeah, it's been cool to watch what he's done. It's awesome. MVP, undoubtedly an MVP quality talent. Probably will win it again this year. That's made Inter Miami something, but it's just like I very much draw the line at making it all about yourself, because I can't deal with it. It's just, I'm so thankful we're not in the East. I'm so thankful we're not in the East. Oh my God.
That's what you hit on there was the other point I was going to bring up regarding my devil's advocacy, which is like, I think you do have to acknowledge the on-field component of it, which has been absolutely insane.
Yeah.
The numbers that he is putting, he has 18 goals and 7 assists in like 19 games this year.
He's the greatest player to ever play in
and you know, we've kind of gotten more of a week by week look at how and why that is. I think we obviously all know and have seen like the stats that he put up in La Liga throughout his career, but like really watching him on Inter Miami week in, week out, he produces statistics, but also just like moments of magic at a staggering frequency that I've never seen, frankly, from any other player in MLS or otherwise. So I think just having a player that produces highlights and moments and like viral clips and all that stuff like that, I think there's an argument to be made, at least, that does help bolster the profile of the league, and then subsequently the sport in the country or whatever league he's playing in at large, just because he's good for so many of them. Like every time you look up, he's scoring another goal or getting like a crazy assist, hitting a pass that you wouldn't think anyone in their life would fathom hitting. Like he does all that stuff every game. So that would be just another arguably important service that he's had to the league since he's been here.
I'm pro keeping him here. I'm pro keeping him here, man. I'd love for him to play in MLS until he retires. That'd be amazing.
Watching a guy that actually averages like 2+ goal contributions per game is just kind of crazy. Like I've never seen anyone who can rack those like he does. So
no, I mean he's incredibly impressive, and like I said, like I have so much respect for him as a player. It's not necessarily my frustration with him as a player or him in general. It's not even the media circus around him, but just like the pure, like, I don't even know what to call it. Like, I feel like it's not him, but I don't know. It just feels like this whole, like,
he has I don't
know a word for it.
He has like a cult, like godlike fandom that we've talked about before. Yeah. That is like definitely.
Well, yeah, they're like, he's got your league, and it's like, brother, I'm sorry, you don't know anything about Chad Marshall.
That's wading deep into our TikTok comments.
Correct. And like I said, this is how I'll wrap this up. You deserve the suspension. It's fine if he's upset. I really don't believe Jorge Mas that he's crashing out. I don't think that's true. I think Jorge Mas is needling Don Garber, and he's really good at that. But, you know, whatever. Keep Messi in the league. He's awesome, man. I love Messi, but dude, just show up to the All-Star game. Like that's kind of dumb. I can be critical and also appreciate what he has done, but I do also believe that like when this is all panned out, it's going to be a flash. Like when it's all said and done, it's going to be a flash in the pan. People are going to be like, "Oh, remember when Messi played in MLS? Yeah, what's MLS up to now? I don't know." I think like there will be a new narrative. There is always something new and shiny and cool moving forward, and maybe it'll be this next signing here that the Whitecaps are about to make.
I think how his legacy ultimately is remembered and the impact that he has is going to be determined by like if they can win stuff like before the era is over. If they actually rattle off a couple MLS Cups and like win CCC or something while he's here, then I think it will be remembered like a lot more favorably and like a lot more like a legendary run in the league and stuff like that. And if their trophy case with him on the team sticks with just being one Leagues Cup, one Shield, then I think it'll probably be closer to what you're saying. Like it won't be remembered as all that successful, but he does have an opportunity. There's 2 more trophies for him on the line through the end of this season. So we'll see if they can do it.